Good day friends, I am Dr. A.S.K. Gupta and I am going to present to you a case of mitral stenosis presenting for the first time in a patient around 52 years of age. Mitral stenosis is usually rheumatic in origin, and in our country, India, most of the rheumatic cases would present early in the life, that is around 15 to 16 years of age, but this patient has come to us with the complaints of slight breathlessness, and when we do the examination of the echocardiography, we find that the patient is having severe mitral stenosis. You can see that this is the mitral valve. This mitral valve is not opening properly, and you can see that this is the anterior mitral leaflet which is moving slightly. You can just saw that it moves slightly, but the posterior mitral leaflet has restricted movement. So this is a case of mitral stenosis. Let us try to see it in the color Doppler. When we see the color Doppler, we find that there is a jet of mitral regurgitation and there is an increased velocity in the diastolic flow during the mitral flow, and the diastolic velocity, the mitral flow velocity, when we try to measure the E wave, when we try to measure, we found that it is 235 centimeters per second. That is a very high velocity. Usually the velocity is not more than 100 centimeters per second in the E wave, and the A wave velocity is also very high. It is nearly 200 centimeters per second, suggestive of a very high gradient across the mitral valve. The peak gradient was around 14 millimeters of mercury, and the mean gradient across the mitral valve was around 10 millimeters of mercury. This is the continuous wave Doppler trace across the mitral valve, trying to show the mitral regurgitation, and you can see that the peak velocity of the mitral regurgitation is around 4.3 meters per second, which is suggestive of moderately severe mitral regurgitation. MR maximum pressure gradient is 76, suggesting that it is a moderately severe mitral regurgitation. This is the plex view of the patient, and you can see that the restriction of the posterior mitral leaflet and the mitral valve opening is restricted, and the left atrium is grossly dilated, and the chordae tendineae, as seen over here, they appear to be thickened, and the mitral valve apparatus is deformed. And in the plex we again see that there is a jet of mitral regurgitation, because the mitral stenosis, though it is severe, but the valve is not able to close completely. So during the systole, there is a regurgitation of the blood from the left ventricle into the left atrium, giving rise to the mitral regurgitation. Let us try to see the other valves, because when one valve is involved by the rheumatic process, it is possible that the other valves also get involved. This is the short axis view, and you can see this is the pulmonary valve, and the pulmonary valve appears to be normal, and the pulmonary vascular flow was also normal. This is the aortic ring, and you can see the aortic valve. The aortic curves, they appear to be slightly thickened, but whether they are significantly thickened will be substantiated by the presence of any aortic regurgitation or aortic stenosis. This is the flow across the aortic valve, and there is no aortic regurgitation, neither there is any aortic stenosis, so this valve will be taken as normal valve. This is the 4-chamber view, and we are trying to see the tricuspid valve. The tricuspid valve, all the leaflets, they appear normal, and there is a good opening of the tricuspid valve, so the tricuspid valve is also normal, but the left atrium is grossly dilated. We are trying to do the planimetry of the mitral orifice in the short axis view, and you see that the mitral valve area by the planimetry is around 0.7 centimeters, which is suggestive of that is severe mitral stenosis. If we try to measure the mitral valve area by the pressure half time method, we find that the mitral valve area by the pressure half time method is around 0.86 centimeters square, which again suggests that it is a severe mitral stenosis. In this video, you can see that there is a moderately severe mitral regurgitation, and here you can see that there is tricuspid regurgitation. This is suggestive of the persistently dilated inferior vena cava, which is suggesting that the patient is having moderately severe pulmonary artery hypertension. We are seeing pulmonary artery hypertension because there is a TR which is having a velocity which is suggestive of moderately severe pulmonary artery hypertension and tricuspid regurgitation. You can see that the left ventricular contractility is normal and the ejection fraction is well preserved. The ejection fraction was found to be around 55%. I think we have been able to demonstrate a good case of severe mitral stenosis presenting for the first time in a 52-year-old male. In case you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to share the video among large number of friends so that maximum number of people can be benefited. Thank you very much.